grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom to know the difference.
You got it going? Hello. Here we are alongside the road in the middle of Pennsylvania.
I am scared to death that thing's going to tip over. God, I thought about shit. I mean, okay, yeah. We're in Pennsylvania. Hello, Mom.
Yes, we've already traveled.
We're number one.
Already traveled some 250 miles or more. We got started this morning. It's now 11:25. We've been on the road for 4 hours.
I want to see Lois WILSN.
Lois WILSN, yeah.
Stepping Stones, New York. We're going to have an AA meeting in the car. It's our second one today. It's fantastic.
Had
so
one.
Let's go do it.
This is Bob Wilson's.
What are you doing? I'd say it's time to turn it over to some AA meetings in the area. See.
Wait a minute.
Larry Robinson, Lois, I love you so much. Your husband and everybody helped to save my life.
Oh, look at all the people.
All the people came at the same time.
Oh, let the cat out with him.
Okay. The cat is going out.
So, hello. Nice to see you all.
I'm Mark Hyde.
Nice to see you.
And Mike's at the
Visit
camera.
Hammerbad.
This is Mike Crab.
Nice and tall. How tall are you? 6 feet? 6 what?
6'6".
6'6".
He's only 15.
Are you only
He
15?
has 18 months in without a drink, Lois.
A few years ago.
Yes. Well, very nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you again. Thank
And
you.
here's Dan Anderson.
So good to meet you at last.
After all this
Very
time,
good.
you two
Very
should
good.
meet.
Nice to see you. Can you all find chairs?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. This is good. This is good.
Might take off your coat off.
Oh,
You sit. All right.
Nice to see you again.
it's nice to see you again.
So, see how to open this.
I'll help you open it. Dan just got back from Brazil.
Well,
Dan just got back from Brazil, where they're now having
back from
treatments.
where?
Brazil.
Yeah,
Brazil.
lots of good AA down there. It's a little different. Pretty good.
It's a little different.
Wait until he tells you how different. And Suna just came in from Sweden yesterday.
Oh, I see. Very much travel gentlemen.
And we came in from Ohio, and our car broke down. Our car broke down at the Bedford Diner.
Oh,
That's your bar?
oh, good.
Bedford Diner restaurant. It broke down about half an hour ago, and so we took a cab up here.
Oh, I see.
So, and there's no mechanics.
Yeah,
And this
you
is
know
where
what's
we have
wrong
to
here.
turn it over to our higher power time. But if there's a better place to break down at Lois Wilson's, I don't know where it could be.
That's right.
At the cab new?
Was it a new cab?
Oh, new cab?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
asked the cab how to get in?
Yep. And they said, we know stepping stones.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
This is a big maneuver here to get to these cookies. They're Dutch, and they're quite delicious. And I know you like your little coffee.
Oh, yeah. I'll take one of these.
Good. Pass them around.
we go to prisons a lot. And
what?
we go to prisons, AA meetings in prisons a lot, and we wanted to videotape some things and show the inmates.
Oh,
They're very much in love with the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. I've never found more receptive
in the prison.
the prisoners. Oh,
In Brazil?
no, in Ohio.
In Ohio.
In Ohio. But I'm sure they have them in Brazil. Well, I'm not sure, but I don't know.
Do you think they have AA in the prisons in Brazil?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Where did
They
the
have,
coffee come from?
they have AA in many, many, many prisons.
But that's the only thing they have in Ohio for rehabilitation. That those boys look forward to those meetings once a week, like you wouldn't believe. They really look forward to it. And no one's treated us better than the inmates. We have 400 in our meeting now, and we had 800, but they had to divide it in half, have 2 different meetings that got so large. And no guards, no prison guards, no prison guards. They don't have any staff. They don't have any money, they say, for prison guards, for AA.
But what about the staff?
They don't have any guards.
They don't have any dogs?
We just go in there and we get treated very good, though, by the inmates.
How many are you going in there?
About 8. About 8. There used to be 2 or 3, but now we have about 8. We can have as many as 12.
I want you to be signing my guest book.
Okay.
Call Dad?
Come in.
Will you get the guest book out so that, please, it's down underneath the table here.
I was at Hazleton in 1983.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Recovering there?
No, I had my last drink in 1975, but I'm an architect,
Yes.
and I was looking at the architectural
Yeah,
implications.
okay. By the way, a lot of architects have looked at that kind of architecture.
I like much better what Hazleton has than what those who have gone to Hazleton to learn architecture are building. I don't like the prototypes,
Yeah.
but I like Hazleton's layout very much.
We wrote a good article together, you and I, even though we got a lot of
I don't
flack
like
for
that
it
central
because of the picture.
courtyard scheme that they were building back then. I was in the have you heard of the movie called Platoon?
Movie called what?
Platoon, about Vietnam.
What is it called?
Platoon. It's about Vietnam.
Platoon. It got the best movie of the year, and I was in the original unit that it was based on.
Platoon, F-E-S-T-O.
No, P-L, P for Peter, L-A-T-O-O-N.
Oh,
Platoon. It won the best movie of the year last year, and it was based on our experiences 20 years ago in Vietnam. And the director, Oliver Stone, called us all back to Washington in August for a big reunion of the survivors. There were 14 of us there, and I have a videotape of the 14 guys, and it's terrible to see how they have degenerated over the years. They're still young men, 39 and 40, but they have been drinking or all smoking marijuana, and only 2 or 3 got into AA.
Yeah, beautiful.
I thought you were the Empress.
Yeah.
You see, we all get up and wait down there.
Thank you. Thank you. Lois is our Admiralissima for our annual cruise for the council. Admiralissima.
Well,
Yeah, for
Wonderful
the last
Admiral.
one in September.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. 2 years
Latest
in a
one.
row.
Yes.
okay.
Would it be all right, Lois, if I showed the upstairs to Dr. Anderson?
Oh, yes. You could show them up to the studio, too.
I'd love to show it with the original letter from Jung and all of that.
You remember, we used to have somebody go up and explain it all. Now I've written little notes under all the things, so somebody doesn't have to go up and explain it. And what I would advise is to go around and look at points of everything without reading anything. And then, when you see what you want to look at, stop and read it, because if you begin reading, they'll be there all night.
All right.
Is the elevator working, or how do we go up? We just walk up?
You walk up.
Walk up. All right. Is it all right if I go and take them?
Take it down.
Okay.
Då följer jag med.
Okay.
Any of all of you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
You like to come?
Know as many as you want.
Night in Bedford Hills, do you know? On Saturday night?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I guess I do.
The piano?
Oh, yes, Bill and I used to have wonderful times. He played the violin and the cello.
Oh
And
my.
we played together. Oh, so much. We both enjoy reading. And we'd read through one book and then we get another book to read.
You know what would thrill me? If I could just play one little song on there, on Bill Wilson's piano, that would thrill me.
What?
If I could play one little song on the
If you
piano,
could play it? Yes,
would that be okay?
sure, play a song.
I don't play very well, but I like Moon River.
You like what?
Moon River, the
Moon
song
River.
River. Here, you want to hold this? I could say that I played on Bill Wilson's piano. Did Bill play the piano?
No,
You played the piano.
I played it. He played the cello and the violin.
Oh my.
See, there's a cello there. And a violin on the,
Would it be okay to set this over on here?
okay.
Some books.
It's got a picture of it. Right, yeah. It's probably terribly out of tune.
Let me start over, okay? I think I messed up. That's a pretty piano.
Oh, go on with that. Go on with that one.
Oh. I wish I knew all of that one, Lois. I don't know that. That's about all I know today.
Well, that was very good.
Well, I used to play years ago as a little boy, and then I just stopped playing. But I love the grand piano. I'd love to hear you play too.
You love what?
Grand piano. Grand piano. We'll be right down, okay?
studio.
You're gonna show us the.
What do you think about a 15-year-old with 18 months in? Isn't that fantastic? 18 months without a drink? Yep. 15 years old and he's 6'6" and just starting to grow.
Tallest kid in his school.
He serves as a very good example to the other young people because there's a lot of young people today, but many of them can't put together that continuity. And Mike's done very well so far, one day at a time,
That's great.
all because of you and your husband and Bob and all those beautiful people that saved my life.
I see. So here, we'll have some cocoa.
Oh, great.
Oh, there you got cookies. You got cookies.
Every. Do you know the key to the studio? Because I here it looks sharp.
But why don't you have your coffee first?
We'll have it first.
Sure. How can we get our car fixed? Is there any, what broke down? Well, I'll tell you what, it's just like you run out of gas. In other words, it's got the same symptoms, it's got a powerful battery, everything wants to turn over, but we have plenty of gas, but it's like if you were out of gas. Same thing,
Probably it will work
when we go back, turn it over.
Yeah.
I'm really, do you have a lot of, you're gonna have a major treatment center like Hazelden is over here, over in Sweden.
At least we do have a need for that.
I'd like to get your address. Yeah, I don't.
Didn't take one.
I've got your coffee.
I don't break it up.
Lois, I got to tell you about Montreal in 1985. You were there, and I was in the stadium that night. And Dr. Bob, Bob Jr., his picture was up on the big, remember the big screen up there? And we left, my brother and I left to go back to the hotel, and you were next, and I didn't know you were there. And I was so upset that I missed seeing you. We were walking down the ramps of the big stadium, and you were on the stage, weren't you, in 1985?
I talk.
You talked, and we heard the crowd go crazy. They were beating that place down, and
But you didn't hear me.
we couldn't figure out why all the noise were coming from because we were walking around the ramps, the outer ramps of the arena. We thought we'd seen the best. Bob, what else could... And I had no idea you were there. No one told me you were there. And when we found out later on, we cried ourselves to sleep. We wanted to see... My brother is also in the program. We wanted to see you so bad. And we promised ourselves, if we could, we wanted to come and see you someday. And we came that close to watching you speak and seeing you on that screen. Wasn't that a fantastic conference?
That's the funniest thing. You have to know the program, what was going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't printed in the program?
I didn't have a program. I had no written material. I went from the hotel to the stadium, and
What made you come there?
what made me come to the conference?
What?
It was my
Why
first.
did you go there?
If you didn't know the program, what did you go?
I followed everybody else. And that was my first international conference, and I loved it. It stuck. It's still 1980, almost 1988, and I still feel the power, that spiritual power of that conference. Where's it going to be in 1990? Seattle, Washington?
It's to be out in Seattle.
What I heard. We had some questions that they told us to ask you when we came over, if we could. Only about 4. One was Bill's depression.
What was
Depression.
He had to go see somebody about his
depression? Yes.
emotional depression maybe after he got in the program?
Oh, he had it before.
Before?
What about it?
Well, I basically had, in our area, a lot of people have gone back and looked for help, professional help after they got sober. And it's they're starting spatial programs now in Columbus, Ohio for that.
It's not in what?
Spatial AA meetings called dual diagnosis.
Spatial. F-A-C.
Spatial.
F-A-C-I-A-L.
S-P-E,
Special.
set up for people who have emotional breakdowns and drinking too. Maybe they do it all over, but it's new to Columbus. And what was another question?
What was the question?
Well, the question was basically, what was the question?
The question was how, what Bill did to deal with his depression during.
What skills did Bill
No,
exhibit?
what did Bill do to deal with his depression?
Drag some more.
Drag some more.
That was originally what it did. Oh,
You see, I also suffered from depression and alcohol. When I came in AA, I used AA for both things. I used the 12 steps to help me mentally and spiritually, and it was beautiful. Somebody,
I got to realize that depression was just another form of ignorance.
right, and I thank the program for helping me both ways. The other question was, what if somebody drinks not knowing it was alcohol? They really don't know it's alcohol. If at a party, and they pick up the wrong glass and take a couple drinks, and they don't drink anymore, they put it down. Do they have to start all over with their sobriety date, or?
But if they didn't know it was alcohol.
They didn't know. They honestly did not know.
Oh, I don't know what the sobriety date so much makes so much matter anyway, but they have. I wouldn't think so, I don't know.
You're Al-Anon, you're not.
You should ask Dan that question.
Huh?
Ask Dan.
I think it's within AA philosophy of what that means. My feeling is it doesn't have to, that's not the end of the world. That's not a
Well, Dad, will you turn the radio off, please?
Isn't it very individual what can happen in those cases? What's that trigger and
Will
not
you turn
trigger?
the radio off?
Yes, I think so. I think it could be chemical change plus wanting to drink. I think you still have to want to drink.
Yeah, I think so.
To continue to drink. I mean, after you have.
I don't think if you have an accident, it could be. She didn't really know about truth. He didn't know.
You told me that Bill had an accident like that when you were away. He had some cough syrup that was full of alcohol, and and he didn't know, and it prompted a craving.
It's something that's almost forbidden in our. No one talks about it at AA. They always say there are no slips, but they don't talk about in that frantic. You know, you're at a square dance, and you're thirsty, and you've just danced 5 sets of square dancing, and you rush over, and this looks the same color as this, and you drink it, and you really didn't know, and you don't drink anymore. There are people in our area that say you have to start all over again. Not that time, I know, they make too much out of time, I know. But when,
Oh, I see. You're
technically, when do you start your sobriety date? And
You're talking more from a point of sobriety date than what happens afterwards if they start getting more and more craving.
But one drink, of course, if you really need sobriety date, one drink doesn't take your sobriety away necessarily.
No. If the person doesn't get drunk,
right,
that shouldn't take away the sobriety date.
because we're all human, we're not God.
But your last drink, that's something else.
Right. Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Bill didn't start counting his sobriety date after he had the cough syrup. He had been sober how long when he had that cough syrup? Many years?
I can't thank you enough for letting us come over. I called Fran up, and I said, does Lois like company? He says, sure, she loves people. And I said, can we come over? And he said, sure.
You know Fran, do you?
No, just to speak to him on the phone. I've called him twice. He seems like a very nice man.
He is. He's been a great help to me.
Wonderful man.
Christmas is coming up, and I wish you the very best.
What'd you say?
Christmas coming up. I wish you the very Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Do you know how Brad happened to come here?
Tell us.
Oh, yeah, what?
That's what. He was in AA up in Vermont. And he got the book. I don't know how he got the book. Lois remembers, which I wrote. And he was looking at the pictures and so on. I said, well, that's the place I'd like to work. So he wrote me and said that he could do outdoor work. That's what he was doing then. And he just told me that he said that I was to work, and I just happened that I needed somebody. So I said, come on down and we'll have a couple of weeks trial and see how we like each other. So he did that and stayed on ever since.
Oh, that's great. I would have liked to meet him. He said he doesn't work on Saturdays, though. But if our car doesn't start, maybe we'll be here Monday.
What'd you say?
If the car doesn't start, maybe they'll be there Monday when he comes to work.
Our car broke down at the restaurant. I says, if we can't get our car started, maybe I'll meet Fran Monday.
Is the car at the garage?
There's no garages open.
No garage?
All the mechanics have gone home for the weekend with their families.
Really?
Even with a Visa card, there's nothing we can do. Except turn it over to my fantastic higher power. You can go to an AA meeting, if there's one around.
Lois, I couldn't find the key. Does it say something else on that key, or it just says studio? One key that I found said filing cabinet to studio, but that's not the
Stand
same
slowly.
one.
The slower the better.
No. Studio. You can't find anything in the studio.
Only one that says filing cabinets in studio. That's the only one.
This one says studio. It
I'll,
says
I'll
regular housekeep, old-fashioned housekeep.
housekeep. I'll bring you the drawer.
This is right. This one is back up.
And Lois, everybody will remember you in Minnesota too, and I just want you to know that. Good, very good. Thank you for having us.
Lois, Sweden remembers you too.
Good, good
The
luck,
whole
fellas.
world remembers
Yeah.
me.
Sweden will remember you so much.
Hope you can get your car worked out,
Yeah,
thing there.
It'll work.
Just might start.
There's
it's
a reason
vacuum.
for everything, huh?
That's
It could,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
Good luck.
Okay, all right now.
Right.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Best of luck with you,
Which way? This way?
with you and your new center.
Yeah,
This
thank you.
way.
Bye.
We'll
And,
go this way.
I'd like to, maybe you can give your address to Dan, and I can get it and write to you too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay,
Sure, we can do
bye-bye.
that. We have that at Hazelden too.
I think the kids live
So we're gonna make a movie about Bill Wilson's story that's the right kind of movie, right, Lois? And we're gonna get Oliver Stone, maybe, to do it.
What are you taking pictures?
I ran out of my battery. My battery? So I have to plug it into the wall. Yeah, your outlet. That's why I'm standing over here, because I've got a cord. What, do you think you might go to Founders Day this year?
It's over this year. It's over.
I mean, in June, maybe?
What?
Maybe this June? This coming, maybe next Founders Day?
Maybe 88?
Yeah, maybe?
88, you mean?
Yes.
Why they go, I don't know. I can't predict that far.
No.
I always plan to go.
Well, do you want to go, guys?
we'd like to stay and talk with you for a real long time, but I think we need to go back and try and do something about our car before it gets too late. So
Sounds a little low.
we really need to leave now.
You
Try-
need what?
We need to leave
Oh, you
now.
need to leave.
We'd like to stay and talk with you, but we better try and get our car.
And everybody was pleased then? It made everybody work together,
Satisfied everyone, so.
maybe 1948, 49, earlier.
You wanna do it?
Sure. We could watch this. They were very nice people. Very nice people from Hazelden and Sweden. Very, very nice. You know them. They're your friends. WILSN, to me, has been about as close to God as you can get, and you're as close to God. And I'll tell you, Lois, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Nothing else worked for me. Nothing else. And it's been 12 of the most beautiful years. And I tell people I'm 43 now, and if I die, if I was to die today, not to worry. Come to my funeral and just be really happy, because it has been the best life anybody could ever have. And it's all Alcoholics Anonymous, and it gets better every day.
That's what it is.
And I love to go back and
I
keep
believe-
reading the big
I
book.
really believe that AA can change the world.
Yes,
I really believe it. And I think it's doing it.
it is doing it. We have an AA meeting out in the woods every Tuesday night. We have a big fire, and we have Indian council with totem poles in a big circle, and the speaker speaks
Where is this?
in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, in the woods. And all the cabins were built around 1800. They're the original pioneers, log cabins. And we have our meeting out here in the woods, and the birds, they're chirping, and the crickets, and it's so serene. It's like I'm that close to God. Now, I like church basements. Don't get me wrong. I love AA meetings, but I like to go out once a week outside and have it out there, and it's beautiful. I wish you could come over sometime. We brought a videotape over of our meeting out in the Indian country, and I'd love to show it to you sometime. It's just fantastic, and not too many people. We don't get a whole lot of people, but Mark goes out. We have maybe 20 people, but the people that go out there just love it. Just love it. I wish more people could. It's about 15 minutes from downtown Columbus, so it's a little further away than most of the meetings, but I think it's going to grow. Why don't we, did we bring anything? Which one? Which?
Interesting. What'd you say?
Oh, where's that tape? Which?
Can you shut this off?
Hi, everybody. That was a great trip we had over there. It was very wonderful meeting with Lois. Unfortunately, she died 10 months after we were there. She was a wonderful lady, and it's a PS. What happened was we took a cab back to the gas station where our car was, and it was simply out of gas. That's why it had all the symptoms of being out of gas.